Hi everyone, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Amanda and this is Confidence Mindset with Amanda. So in this video, I just want to talk quickly about acceptance of our desires. So when we get a desire, we can look at the desire as coming from a higher intelligence or source that lies within us that knows that we are capable of achieving what it is that we are ultimately desiring within. However, the reason why we get separated from experiencing our desires straight away is because we have been programmed in such a way throughout our life, through society and through controlled ways of being, and also about the thoughts and assumptions that we continue to tell ourselves throughout our life, because we have experienced things that were maybe undesirable, or because we have experienced lack, or things that show us that maybe that things are not possible for us. But however, when we get into conscious manifesting, we know that everything is possible. And when we get into conscious manifesting, we know that everything is created from a thought. And so as we continue to tell ourselves, a different story, this is what we are inevitably programming into our subconscious mind. And our subconscious mind is then telling our body that this is who we are now, and this is what we should be attracting into our reality to experience. So the reason why repetition then is so important is because you're coming back into that pure consciousness and pure awareness of belief and confidence within yourself. So as I say in my channel, I like to promote the idea of confidence mindset, because once you get into that kind of confidence mindset, it's like an inner knowing that you know everything is possible, that you know that you can have, be, do everything in your life. And when we are consciously manifesting, a lot of the time you're not going to believe in your manifestation until you actually see it. But the reason why we do repetition is because we know that through the repetition, through the repetitive thought, or visualizing whatever we are doing, in dwelling on the story that we want, we know that that is the way that we are going to experience everything that we want. Because as we look from things that we are experiencing right now and things that we have experienced before, it all just boils down to how we were thinking for a period of time before it inevitably showed up into our reality. And so when we are repetitively telling ourselves the new story, it's it is seeping into our subconscious mind, but it's our subconscious mind that is actually telling our body that this is the way it is. And then it's our body that starts to embody the whole kind of affirmations that we have been affirming, or visualizations that we have been continuing to impress onto our mind. And so as our body starts to embody this, it releases this kind of, obviously it's emitting this kind of energy that is unconscious to us, which is what is attracting the experiences into our reality. So what do I mean by this? So it's unconscious to us because we are, we're repeatedly telling ourselves something, but sometimes we are repeatedly telling ourselves something and we're not consciously believing it, and that's okay, because it's all about the repetition of the thought. And so as you are repeating the thought, and you are, your body's coming into this pure awareness, pure consciousness of what it is that you are telling yourself. And so it is it's embodying then the whole state of everything that we are thinking. And so once we continue to do this, it's like when you, for example, start to drive a car. You get into the car first, and you don't know how to drive a car. You don't consciously know how to drive a car. And so, but it's through the repetition of, your conscious mind telling your subconscious mind, through the repetition of instructions when you are driving, and through the repetition of, the instructions in your mind that's, going into your subconscious mind and telling your body the movements and everything of how to drive the car. And so inevitably then, when you do learn how to drive the car, it's unconscious to you. And so this is why you can get into a car and drive from A to B, and be in a daze, not even be consciously thinking about your journey, because your body has embodied, as you say, has embodied the whole instructions, the whole process of what your mind kept telling it to do. So this is what we are doing when we are affirming. We are telling we're telling our mind that this is the way that it is, but it's our mind then that is telling our body that this is the way that it is as well too. So this is why I refer to Dr. Joe Dispenza, because Dr. Joe Dispenza says if we can teach our body emotionally what it would be like to experience the desired result before we see it in our reality, then this is how, you know, we're inevitably manifesting what it is that we want. And so it's not just through meditations. Like when we continue to tell ourselves a story, even if we're not even having emotions, we're still telling our mind that this is the way that it is. So you are then unconsciously believing in it, and then you know, this is why then your manifestations show up before you consciously believe it. So it's when your manifestations show up before you consciously believe it, that ultimately kind of ingrain the belief within you, because then you see that it's showing up in your reality, and then you start saying to yourself, oh hey, I kept thinking this thought, and now look, here it is, you know, it's in my reality. And so then you keep going with your affirmations because you know that it works. So if you are struggling with belief in your affirmations and belief in your visualizations, know that it's not to do with the belief in, you know, it's not to do with the belief in what it is that you are saying in that moment in time. It's the belief of knowing that as you continue to tell yourself this, you're teaching your body that this is the way that it is, and you know then that your body is going to attract it into your life, excuse me, because this is the way that it inevitably is. It's law. It's like if you continue to tell yourself that, you know, to continue to tell yourself something that is negative, your body will start to recognize this and will continue to show you experiences in your life that may be undesirable. So, you know, for example, you know, if you have, if you have like something that is, you know, undesirable to you, and you just keep dwelling on it, you know, it's like your mind is basically saying to your body, well, you know, this is what she keeps saying, so we better keep showing her the same thing, because remember, your subconscious mind takes everything literal. It doesn't know real from fake, and it's basically like it's the navigator then to your body. And so it's your body then that's emitting all this energy then out into your reality and attracting experiences and things to you. So as we know, our whole life is based on our, you know, 95% of our subconscious mind, of what we have been telling ourselves. But our subconscious mind is, you know, teaching our body to put us into the right place at the right time. It's teaching our body to, you know, attract these experiences into us, because it's our body that ultimately, it's our body that ultimately, navigates through our senses and everything then in our reality. Just like it is like driving a car. When you first get in, you don't know how to drive a car, but it's your mind, your conscious mind is continuing to tell your subconscious mind through the instructions of driving a car, through the habit and the repetition, and then inevitably then your body just does it unconsciously without you even knowing. So you get into your car and you drive from A to B, and you could be daydreaming the whole time, and then you're at your destination because your body already knows how to do it. So remember that, if our conscious mind is only 5%, it means that we're not really we're not, like, you could say that we're not in a real world. Like we're basically experiencing everything from our subconscious mind, and our subconscious mind is directing our body in a way that is unconscious to us. So this is why we redirect our thoughts and we keep going. And so pure consciousness and pure awareness is basically getting into that into that kind of unconscious engrossed state of being, where you are forgetting about all time, space and reality. So if we look to a child, for instance, if particularly up until the age of 7, they have the pure consciousness and pure awareness, and they're not really taking in anything else other than the imagination that they have in their mind, which is what we are, ultimately practicing when we are consciously manifesting, because we're redirecting our thoughts into what it is that we want. But if you ask a child, what are you going to be when you grow up? A child will just come out with it straight away. It doesn't matter how big it may seem or how impossible it may seem. They will come out and say what it is that they want, and believe that this is the way that it's going to be for them, and this is the way that we want to be getting into our mindset as well too. And so I do promote the idea of kind of staying away from media and social media and things like that, because there is an unconscious kind of programming in social media and media in general that we are unaware of, because even how the news and things are reported reported, they're reported in such a way that is you know, unconsciously to us, we don't even realize how things are being represented through the media to kind of keep us at a level that is controlled, in a sense, you could say. But however, it's a whole other topic. And really, I just want to talk about the importance of repetition when we are manifesting. So obviously, I do believe that time is an illusion, and that really all we are experiencing is from the thoughts and assumptions that we have been programmed with before, but also what we continue to tell ourselves. So if you are continuing to redirect your mind and continuing to tell yourself a new story, then you are going to experience it in your reality, because it's inevitable. It's like you are experiencing what you are experiencing right now because of the thought that you are thinking through, unconscious thoughts as well too. So this is what I mean when I say when we get into pure consciousness and pure awareness. The pure consciousness and pure awareness is basically us, repetitively telling ourselves something, and we're repeating something so much that it's becoming unconscious to us, and then inevitably, then we are getting into that kind of pure consciousness, pure awareness, where our body is starting to attract it then into a reality. I hope this is making sense. Please comment below if you have any questions. But I wanted to make a quick video to put that understanding out there, that you really can, you can be who you want, you can be and do anything that you want, and it really is simply boiling down to the repetition of the new story. Repeat, 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 because this is how you do anything. It's I know I keep referring to Dr. Joe Dispenza, especially when he is on that story of him healing his back, but he did have days, as I say, where he fell down and believed that, what if this doesn't work? What if I'm going to be in a wheelchair for the rest of my life? But he stopped himself and he kept going. And it was like, it took him a few weeks to keep going, because he kept, falling back, because we are human and this is going to happen. But it's the persistence. But when he actually got into that, that true knowing within himself, it was like an unconscious knowing. Obviously it's unconscious knowing, because, basically we aren't really kind of going to fully believe in our manifestation until we actually see it in our reality. So it does become an unconscious knowing to us, and so it became an unconscious knowing to him that this is it was happening. His body was going to change, it was going to heal. And once he got into that kind of inner knowing, it only took a few days for it to actually heal. But it was the process that was actually the doubts and the insecurities and the worries that was prolonging the whole thing, because he obviously, like, this is what happens. It's because we're not we get the desire, but because of how we have been programmed, and limiting beliefs and all that throughout our lives, we are not truly accepting that we're basically worthy of the desire, or we're not truly accepting the desire as something that we are deserving of, or that accepting it as heirs, because we are programmed in such a way throughout our lives, about things that are like, that you're, if you're too confident, then that means then you're too cocky. If you want to do things for yourself, that means that you're selfish, like, and there's all these limiting beliefs that are just terrible, like, that we have been programmed with throughout our life. But when we're a child, you tell a child there at the age of, particularly, as I say, up until the age of 7, because I think that is when they're in that kind of pure consciousness state. But you can't tell a child that they can't do anything within that. They really believe that they can do anything that they want, and that's because they're in that pure consciousness, pure awareness. There has been nothing to pull them back. There's no ego. It's our egos that pull us back, and we have to get into that kind of state where we want to be like a child. Get into your imagination and know and trust that if you get a desire, it's because you are supposed to experience it. You are so capable of experiencing your desire. There is absolutely no difference between any of us. We are all the same. There is nothing that can limit us. Even physically, we're not limited. It's really all to do with our mind. It's all to do with, how we can recondition our mind and keep our thoughts on it. And you will see the results. It's inevitable. You're seeing the results right now today of past thoughts and experiences. So you're obviously going to experience the results of your new thoughts and the new experiences that you want once you keep repeating the new story. So I just wanted to make a video on this. I hope that it makes sense. I wanted it to be a wee bit shorter. I apologize if it's a wee bit long, but please comment and subscribe below if you have any questions, because I'll be able to answer them if you have any questions. If it does sound a bit complicated, but it's just a reminder really for you to kind of understand that your desire is yours, and it's all about just getting into that acceptance, and the acceptance comes from the repetition. So you just keep on repeating, no matter what, repeating the new story no matter what, because you will experience it. It's just the way that it is. It's actually logic. Like, you will experience it. So even if you are repeating something that is unbelievable to you, remember that you got into a car when you weren't able to drive it. It was unbelievable for you to drive it, but then eventually your body just learned how to drive it, and now it does it unconsciously. So just remember these things when you are affirming or visualizing or whatever it is that you want, and just get into that belief and repeatedly tell yourself that you can have, be, and do everything that you want, because you can. Everything is possible. I mean, think about a child. I mean, to a child, everything is possible. So this is how you want to get into that pure consciousness and pure awareness, and to believe in yourself, and to build your confidence as much as you can, because everything comes from within, and nothing is separate. You're not even separate from your desires. We're not even separate from each other. We're in that kind of one consciousness where we are attracting each other in our realities from where we are on our thoughts, and where we are in our experiences, and what we want to learn and continue to experience in our life. So I hope this video helps for anyone who is struggling with belief. Remember, you may not even believe your desire until it shows up. So just keep affirming, and keep visualizing and doing what you're doing, because you will have everything that you want. Thank you so much for listening. Like and subscribe if you want to be notified for more videos. Thank you.